You know, I realize I've come on here several times before and talked about this, but honestly, I just still got to get this off my chest because, you know, even though it is spring and we're heading into Easter and, and stuff like that, to me, it it just feels still so repetitive, I mean, look, I get that a lot of people like the Hallmark Channel and all its subsidiaries, if you will. Its subdivisions. Hallmark movies and mysteries and stuff like that. Which is, I think, its only subdivision. Its only spin-off network, as well as I think, its streaming service that it may have, or it's at least associated with. But here's the thing about Hallmark. Again, nothing against them, but they're just becoming too repetitive when it comes to the storytelling. I mean, there's not one moment I won't walk around this house going from my room to the kitchen, putting my dishes away, after I eat dinner or after I have dessert or getting another drink of soda or a bottle of water or whatever the case may be. And I won't hear an advertisement on the Hallmark Channel, because my mom likes to watch Hallmark Channel, of an upcoming movie about romance, love, and all that. And even though the title might be different and the cast might be different in some ways, if not 100% different, it's still the same story. You can pretty much predict exactly what's going to happen, even before you get 30 minutes into it. You can pretty much predict what's going to happen here, how that's going to turn out, why this is happening, why this dissension, why they got back together. It just feels so repetitive. And I know stories are not. What I'm trying to say is, I know that it's not uncommon in stories whatsoever. But the one difference with some stories that are similar in tone is they do try to spice it up. They do try to, change it up just enough so that, it's at least more enjoyable and people will want to watch it all the way through. But when it comes to Hallmark, it's almost the same thing. It's almost basically the same story time and time again. Title might be different, cast might be 50%, 100% different, but it's still the same story. And, speaking of the cast, sometimes they just cast the same people in the same roles, but in a different movie, which is basically the same story. And it's just, you know, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And it's like, when are the people at Hallmark gonna get it through the skulls? And I say this with all due respect, but when are the people at Hallmark gonna get it through the skulls, gonna get through the heads, that not everybody likes these stories? And that the only reason romantic comedies or dramas or romantic family stories or whatever do so well on the big screen sometimes is because, like I said, they do enough to where they make it more interesting. They switch it up. They spice it up. Because basically, again, it's just the same thing over and over when it comes to Hallmark. The same storyline. If they really want to make people interested, you want to use the same storylines and everything, that's fine. But you know what? If they really want to make people interested in the Hallmark movies, just have the lead female, get asked by the guy she's in love, the guy that's, she's falling for, have the guy ask her, well, what's your problem? And then just have her say, oh, you want to know what my problem is? And he goes, yeah. Here's my problem. I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you since the first time I saw you. So let's go back to my apartment and you can, do it to me. That's it. And that's the best I can say it in the cleanest way possible. That's basically it. Because to me, that's how the stories are positioned. Positioned and are similar in every single way. And why they're so repetitive? Because basically, and I say it with all due respect, it's just the same thing. You might as well, like I just said, have the lead female, that gets that moment that we know is going to happen in these movies, tell the guy that she's in love with him, she's been in love with him since the first time she saw him, and, that she can't take it anymore, and that she just wants him to take her to her bed and, do it to it with her. And that's it. That's it. Just, you know, honestly, it'd be so much easier. So much easier if Hallmark movies did that. Because at least you're avoiding predictability, and you're not having people like me come on here and criticize basically the fact that you are doing the same thing over and over and over again, movie after movie after movie. Because that's all it really is. And I say that with all due respect. All due respect and no offense. That is basically the lead female, when you get to that certain part in the movie and you know it's coming, you might as well just have her, tell the guy, you want to know what my problem is? My problem is I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you since the first time I saw you. So let's go back to my place and you can do it too to me. And that's it. That is it. And I say that with all due respect. All due respect, no offense. And you know what's funny? There are even women, and I say this with all due respect, no offense, even other women out there that would agree with what I'm saying. Because even though they may enjoy Hallmark for its other programmings that it has, the one thing they may disdain more than anything, or may have a tolerance for, but slowly being negative towards, is the repetitiveness of these movies. So Hallmark, if you really want people to get invested in your movies, switch things up. How many times do people like me or many others, millions of others, thousands of others, have to come onto social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, BitChute, Dailymotion, Vimeo, whatever the case may be? How many times do we have to come on and tell you this time and time again, that you need to switch up your status? Make things more intriguing. Make things unpredictable. Don't be so repetitive. I mean, heck, with word going around that you at one time were even considering doing a live-action Ninja Turtle movie? For Hallmark, that would have gotten people's attention just enough to tune in, into your channel eventually and give you a shot. But you need to switch things up. You need to make things different. You need to spice things up, if you will. Again, nothing, and now look, I have nothing against people that like this stuff. If they like it, that's their, then hey, that's their opinion. More power to them. If they enjoy it, fine. All, good for them. Nothing against them. No offense. But the thing is, in reality, Hallmark, those in charge at Hallmark know this themselves. They need to switch things up. They need to make things more different and less predictable. So, that's all. So basically, that's all I really wanted to say. I know I've talked about this before, but you know what? I'm not the only one that's talked about this before. Many others have. And many others, including women, that love Hallmark Channel, and I say it with no offense, with all due respect, would agree with me on this. Hallmark, you need to change. You need to change the status quo of how you make your movies, how you present them. You need to make them a lot more enjoyable and less predictable and less repetitive. And that's all I'm going to say, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the live chat during the premiere. And I am out.